City Council meeting. We will begin by calling this meeting to order.
Mark, fire yourself up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll begin by calling this meeting to order. And now we will rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be followed by words of inspiration from Pastor Wade, I can't remember your last name, Mitchell, of course, from the Grace Apostolic Church. Thank you.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for this day. God, I thank you for our mayor. I thank you for our city council members who are all ready and willing, Lord, to do the work to help the people of this great city. Lord, I pray for wisdom. God, I pray for direction today. God, for the benefit of the great constituents of this city of Clawson. Lord, help us, Lord, in all things. God, we will give you the praise, glory, honor for it all, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan,
Here.
Councilmember Anderson,
Here.
Councilmember Sampson,
Here.
Councilmember Shepard. Here. That's a quorum.
Thank you. Next thing we're going to do is approve the agenda.
Mayor, move the agenda be approved as presented.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor Milan,
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson,
Yes.
Councilmember Shepard. Yes.
Agenda has been approved. Now we will move on to public comment for items on the agenda. If you would like to speak regarding anything that is on the agenda, you may come to the podium, state your name, and we'll give you 3 minutes.
Good evening, Sue Moffett. The item on the agenda I'd like to address were the minutes from the last council meeting. At the end of the minutes, or at the end of the meeting, after the council left closed session, there was a motion by Councilmember Sampson, seconded by Councilmember Shepard, to accept arbitration in the lawsuit where plaintiff George Georges is suing the city. The city is the defendant. I want to thank from the bottom of my heart Councilmember Milan and Councilmember Anderson for upholding the wills of the people, that we are not interested in a quick resolution to this situation, that the best way to bring a quick and cost-effective resolution to the lawsuit in which George Georges is the plaintiff is for him to withdraw the lawsuit, to end this situation, to let the city move forward and heal. And absent of him doing that, the case that is scheduled for October 27th is a perfect timeline for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the public who would like to speak for items on the agenda? Okay, we'll move on for the next item, which is consideration of approving the following consent agenda. Item A are minutes of the regular city council meeting held on Tuesday, March 15th, 2022, as presented. Item B, March 2022 department reports. And item C, a list of bills as presented in the amount of $743,306.72.
Mayor, I move the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan,
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepard.
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Thank you. We have approved the consent agenda, and we move on to presentations and proclamations. The first presentation proclamation we have is a consideration of a proclamation recognizing April 3rd through 9th, 2022 as National Library Week in the city of Clawson.
Mayor, I move to approve the proclamation recognizing April 3rd through 9th, 2022 as National Library Week in the city of Clawson.
Support.
Okay. I have the proclamation. Would you like to vote first?
I don't know.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead.
Councilmember Sampson,
Yes.
Councilmember Shepard,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
and Mayor Milan.
Yes. So proclamation, oh wait, wrong one. National Library Week. No, I'm not wrong. I have 2 that say child abuse. That was a test for my eyes. I won that one. Congratulate me, everyone.
There's another one to read.
I have 2 that say the exact same thing.
Do you want to do
There are correct. Same.
Copy to read,
Isn't it
nobody
like this?
present.
Right there.
Oh, I stand corrected. There's paper all over here, and duplicates none less. So, whereas libraries are accessible and inclusive places that foster a sense of connection and build community, and whereas libraries connect people to technology, providing access to broadband internet, computers, and training that are critical for accessing education and employment opportunities, and whereas libraries offer opportunities for everyone to connect with new ideas and become their best selves through access to multimedia content, programs, and classes, in addition to books, and whereas today's libraries and their services extend far beyond the four walls of a building, and everyone is welcome to use their resources, and whereas in times of crisis, libraries and library professionals play an invaluable role in supporting the communities both in person and virtually, and whereas libraries strive to develop and maintain programs and collections that are as diverse as the populations they serve and ensure equity of access for all, and whereas to adapt to our challenging world, libraries are expanding their resources and continuing to meet the needs of their patrons, and whereas libraries have long served as trusted and treasured institutions for all members of the community, regardless of race, ethnicity, creed, ability, sexual orientation, gender identity, or socioeconomic status, and whereas libraries are cornerstones of democracy, promoting the free exchange of information and ideas for all, and whereas libraries, librarians, and library workers are joining library supporters and advocates across the nation to celebrate National Library Week. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Clawson proclaim National Library Week, April 3rd through 9th, 2022. During this week, we encourage all residents to connect with their library by visiting online or in person to access resources and services. I would like to say that we would all agree that we have an exceptional little library and an exceptional librarian. Jenny, you're here today. I'm going to ask that this is for you. And if you'd like to share anything about activities that you have planned for Library Week, you may do so.
Whatever.
Do you want me to? After the director's comments, if you want to get a picture, I can take one of you presenting with council.
I do have my flowy cardigan on tonight with one button. So
I noticed.
Just for photos.
Just for photos.
I thought it screamed Library Week, actually.
Do you think so? I was trying to do my thing. I know everyone's thinking, please just sit back down. So yes, it's Library Week, but we'll be celebrating the entire month. So I'll just go through with what we have shaken. So we'll have our afternoon book club on April 20th, which will meet in the gazebo. We're very excited for that. We'll continue with online story time until May 24th. We had our first one today. We saluted the Very Hungry Caterpillar, which, if you were following our March Madness books, won. So yay. Yes, we'll have our chapter chat on Wednesday, April 27th, and that's our intergenerational chapter chat for ages 8 to adult. So if you ever want to watch an 8-year-old debate an 80-year-old about a graphic novel, that's the time to do it. And then, of course, it's our famous Take a Make craft, which we'll be making friendship bracelets, and that will be at the end of April. So I just want to take the time to thank everyone for their support and kindness to the library. It is greatly appreciated. So thank you.
And speaking of great take and
Yes,
make crafts,
yeah, I
I know
noticed.
you're all really envious about this beautiful foliage that I have
Look
next
at
to me
you.
today.
Yeah.
This is the result of a project that was completed a couple of weeks ago.
Yep, it's true.
And I'm really very
did a nice
thankful
job.
that I have it. Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Eva Joyce Burns for dropping that off, right?
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Well, just
Yeah, please.
if I may, as the son of a librarian, I
Yeah.
understand and appreciate everything that you do.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
thank
It's
you.
a noble profession, and you're welcome. All right, thanks.
Did anyone actually want to take a photo since we were offered a photo op? No?
Come down and present the proclamation, council can stand.
I would want everyone to do. Sure. Jen, let's do that just for fun. And yeah.
Go down there.
Seriously, I'm glad I wore the proper cardigan.
Do you want to show the proclamation, you handing it? Yeah, there you go. Oh, there you go. Okay. If you, council member, There's a little bit in. Oh, one second, here we go, more. Smile, everyone. All right. I think we got it.
Thank you.
Did all you guys lose yours except the mayor? Do you need another one?
You should all sign up for that because you get the nicest note in the mail from people. Like a personalized, real card, handwritten. None of this old, new school stuff. It's 100%. They appreciate it. So definitely support your library. Our library, I mean. Now, back to all of this paper. The next thing on the agenda would be consideration of approving a proclamation recognizing the month of April as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month in the city of Clawson.
Mayor, I move to approve the proclamation recognizing April 2022 as Child Abuse Prevention and Awareness Month in the city of Clawson.
All support.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
Okay, whereas last year, 27,894 children were abused or neglected in Michigan, totaling 76 children each day. And whereas it is estimated that in 2019, 63 of Michigan's children died from child abuse and neglect, and whereas both statewide and nationally, child abuse is considered to be one of the nation's most serious public health problems, with scientific studies documenting the link between the abuse and neglect of children to a wide range of medical, emotional, psychological, and behavioral disorders such as depression, alcoholism, drug abuse, severe obesity, and juvenile delinquency. And whereas prevention strengthens families and is cost-effective, and research shows that spending for child abuse prevention programs saves dollars that would be spent for crisis-oriented programming such as protective services, foster care, special education, and counseling. And whereas promoting family functioning and resiliency, social support systems, concrete supports, nurturing and attachment, and knowledge of parenting and child development all are known protective factors which prevent child maltreatment and help to strengthen families. And whereas child abuse prevention is an acknowledged community responsibility, and on behalf of Michigan's children this month and each month thereafter, we join with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Children's Trust Fund to commit to always stand up for children and always remember the power of one. This statewide initiative, under the leadership of the Children's Trust Fund, asserts that the power of one person, one community, $1, one action during April will help protect children from abuse and neglect throughout Michigan. And whereas the city of Clawson joins with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and the Children's Trust Fund, to place blue pinwheels in front of our municipal campus in order to help bring community awareness to the cause of child abuse prevention. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Clawson that we hereby proclaim April 2022 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the City of Clawson. And if you were out front, you noticed the pinwheels. I don't know who put them there, but nice job. Yay.
And believe it or not, I cut out the more depressing parts of that.
Yeah, I don't know if you,
It's a tough one to read, but it's supposed
it
to
is
be.
a tough one to read, but they're correct when they say one, right? We all have an impact on what we do everywhere we are, and we just have to remember that. It just takes one smile, $1, one moment, one paying attention to someone else, and we can change our world. So be challenged, change our world. Preaching done. The next item on the agenda would be public hearings, of which we have none tonight, and then we move on to new business. The first item is consideration of approving the special event permit request by the Clawson Chamber of Commerce to hold their 16th annual Clawson Claws and Paws at the City Park. The Chamber of Commerce has requested to hold their Claws and Paws event at the Clawson City Park on October 1st, 2022. The event will begin at 10 a.m. and goes until 2 p.m. There will be a walk-jog on the wood chip trail with pets, pet adoption, games for attendees and vendors, and this event supports pet rescue and adoption. A copy of the application was given to the DPW, the Fire Department, and Police Department to review for any concerns.
Mayor, I move to approve the request by the Chamber of Commerce to hold their 16th annual Claws and Paws at the Clawson City Park on October 1st, 2022, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Support.
Roll call?
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilman Shepherd.
Yes.
I see we have a member of our esteemed Chamber of Commerce. Would you like to add anything to this information?
I'd like to thank you for approving it. Last year, we were able to hold it under COVID conditions, and we raised the most amount of money that we gave away to charity.
Wonderful.
We had about 200 to 300 people show up, and we had almost 60 walkers with their pets. So the walkers was below average, but we did raise more money than we gave away more money than we've ever had before. So thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for all you do for our community. The next item on the agenda is consideration of approving the special event permit by Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities to conduct their Family Fun Festival and 5K. The Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities has submitted a request to hold a Family Fun Festival and 5K on June 4th, 2022. The coalition has held this event in Clawson and would like to continue the event so they can continue raising awareness about substance misuse. A copy of the application was given to the DPW, Fire Department, and Police Department to review for any concerns.
Mayor, I move to approve the request by the Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities to hold their Family Fun Festival and 5K at the Clawson City Park on June 4th, 2022, from 7:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. or 1300.
Support. You get the time right.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan.
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
And I know there's a representative here who doesn't necessarily want to speak, but I'm going to offer you the opportunity, just in case you've changed your mind, if you'd like to share any of the special events that take place during this special event. If you don't mind, come up here so we can hear you.
Certain. I'm very loud though.
Oh,
but I
let's-
will come here. My name is Erica Klute-Cubbin. I'm a board member for the Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities, as well as a Clawson resident. So we have been holding this event in Clawson since 2015 when we started it. We're super excited to be back in person again. Some of the things we're going to be doing in addition to raising funds for substance abuse prevention and recovery support are a free Narcan training open to everyone in the community registered for the event or not, as well as some yoga and some other family fun activities that the coalitions will be putting on from across Oakland County. So on behalf of the board for the Alliance, I just want to thank you for your continued support in this matter.
Thank you, but did you just say yoga was fun?
I think yoga is super fun.
I need a clarification.
Come try it out. I will show you. It can be fun.
Yeah, I'll come watch. But thank you so much for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. The next thing on the agenda will be consideration of approving budget amendment number 6 to transfer funds from the fund balance for costs associated with the May 2022 election, and budget amendment number 7 to add funds to the 751 Parks budget for tree trimming and maintenance. There are 2 budget amendments proposed for approval. Budget amendment number 6 is to approve a transfer of $13,174 to the 191 Elections Fund from the general fund. Budget amendment number 7 is to transfer $63,210 from the general fund balance to the 751 Parks Fund.
Mayor, I move to approve the budget amendments number 6 and number 7 to transfer $13,174 from the general fund balance to the 191 Elections Fund, and to transfer $63,210 from the general fund balance to the 751 Parks Fund.
Support.
Roll call?
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
Yes.
Mayor Milan.
Yes. Now I see Kelly, our finance director, is here, and I also have a city manager here. Who would like to give us a little more information on this topic?
On the next one for payment or the one you just voted on, man?
Let's talk about the one we just voted on. Is there any need? I'm just offering the opportunity. You can pass if you'd like.
It was pretty straightforward in the explanation, Mayor, so nothing further to add.
Well, thank you for that. We'll keep you on the sidelines for the next item, apparently. The next item is consideration of approving an invoice from Dittman Tree Service to conduct tree maintenance and removal. The invoice from Dittman Tree Service in the amount of $77,035 needs to be approved for the work conducted at the parks for tree maintenance and removal. The city has historically engaged Dittman Tree Service, Inc. to supplement citywide arborist tasking. This has occurred with and without a contract at times and with cost overruns. This year, interim superintendent of Public Works, Mr. Trevor Zablocki, ceased their operations when the bill we will be deliberating on came due for $77,035. Going forward, the administration will ensure that the tree trimming removal maintenance goes out for bid and that the awardee of the future contract will be closely managed to ensure compliance.
Mayor, I move to approve the payment of the invoice from Dittman Tree Service for services rendered in the amount of $77,035.
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
I'd like to speak on this, if we may. I just would like to make sure that, again, I know that we've heard from the community and what took place in the park, and those concerns are echoed here. I was concerned of what took place in the regular tree trimming process throughout the community, and it's been going on for a number of years. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do now. Once you remove a limb, there's nothing you can do to grow that back. But certainly having a more comprehensive approach that we can discuss at length. I'd like to get in front of this for the next time around so that we can prevent further damage to our local ecosystem and our urban forest. I think it's vital that we maintain a healthy tree population and continue to monitor and administer that appropriately and increase our biodiversity. So I just wanted to make sure that that's made clear, as I was really disappointed with what took place, and on top of having to pay extra. So.
Councilmember Sampson, do you have anything? No. Councilmember Anderson?
I completely agree with what Councilman Shepherd said. I had a local neighbor call me. He's saying, hey, they're chopping down all the limbs. Yeah, I ran out there and sure enough, but it was too late at that point. So no, I share Councilman Shepherd's concern. Again, we can't go back, but going forward, hopefully we can prevent those things.
Yeah, and just one other thing. We do have the ordinance that we passed this past year regarding our landscaping ordinance does specify on the appropriate maintenance height on the street side and on the residential side, and that obviously will be used in concert with whoever does our tree trimming in the future, although I'm not sure, with what's been done, whether or not that'll ever happen in the next couple of years, but it'll still be something to refer back to and make sure that it's followed.
Well, those are important concerns. They're not really the $77,000 concern unless we were overbilled just because they went high on the trees. I'm assuming that's not the issue. So my question is, how much over are we?
1 second on that, Mayor.
And how did we realize we were over?
I do have this somewhere. 1 second. So I don't have the exact what we were budgeted. Kelly, do you have this budget item for tree trimming services? It looks, from past practices, it looks like it probably was around $43,000.
Over?
Roughly, yes, because the expenditure is $89,000 to date. But there were a lot of dangerous trees that had to be removed for the sake of the public. And so that was done probably without much consultation. As you know, there's been some turnover at the DPW, and the actual contractor has been the service provider over the years. So it didn't look to the superintendent like it was anything suspicious until we actually got the bill. It was for services rendered, and then realizing that we do not have a contract, and there has been work done in the past with and without a contract in the past, unfortunately.
So what's the normal process moving forward to ensure that someone without a contract can come in and basically write themselves a blank check? Because that's kind of what happened here. Because I believe you also said that they ceased operations, which means they didn't even complete the job, right? So some of those important things that may have needed to be taken care of may not have been taken care of, and they just stopped at whatever point they were, because when they were working on the park, I believe they said they kept going because they were at the park, right? So I can't fix any of that now. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I know everyone's new, but I think this is something we really need. This is an example of ensuring fiscal responsibility, appropriate contracts, and just oversight, right? You can't just let contractors in and do whatever they want because they just want to make money. They don't really care about the rest of it for us. So we'll just ask moving forward, we consider all of those things.
I will ensure that next year that this contract goes out for bid and that the ordinance is with the bid so that whatever contract provider is selected knows what they have to comply with. And also if there are any cost overruns, that they are brought to our attention before action is taken.
So what's the plan to complete the trimming and the other, whatever these guys do, whatever, the Dittman Tree Services, what are the plans to complete what they didn't complete? Is there any necessity to do that? Or are we saying we are done with them for now because the bank is empty?
I'd have to consult with the DPW director to see if we are in fact done with tree trimming. My understanding is all the dangerous ones were taken care of, but I will have to go back and confirm that with them.
Okay. Kelly, I asked you a question I didn't let you answer. I'm still curious. Well, you told me, right?
City Manager Raker did respond to that there was no contract, so the entire amount of the cost for this year would be the overage.
Okay. But you typically have a line.
As far as the budget, there was, the invoices went across local roads as well as parks. Parks did have a small budget already in their account for about $5,000, so the difference that we're transferring is what was not budgeted.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor Milan,
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson,
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
Passes.
Okay, next thing on the agenda would be consideration of a resolution requesting reimbursement from the Oakland County West Nile Virus Fund for the purchase of West Nile larvicide tablets. The Oakland County Board of Commissioners allocated funds to assist all Oakland County communities in a proactive program to eliminate the spread of the West Nile virus. The resolution is necessary to receive reimbursement from the Oakland County West Nile Virus Fund. Every year, the city spends approximately $5,000 to $6,000 on West Nile prevention. Oakland County will reimburse the city $1,395.95 out of the eligible expenditure for West Nile virus protection.
Mayor, I move the resolution to the County of Oakland requesting reimbursement from the Oakland County West Nile Virus Fund be approved as presented.
Support.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Councilmember Shepherd,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
Mayor Milan,
Yes.
Councilmember Sampson.
Yes.
Great. Next item on the agenda is consideration of approving the proposed calendar for fiscal year 2022 and 23 budget workshop meetings. It has been recommended that the City Council hold 3 separate budget workshops for discussion on the fiscal year 2022-23 budget. The days, dates, and times of Tuesday, April 26, 2022 at 6:30, Thursday, May 5th, 2022 at 6:30, and Tuesday, May 10th, 2022 at 6:30 have been recommended for the budget workshops.
Mayor, I move to approve the proposed days, dates, and times of Tuesday, April 26, 2022 at 6:30 PM. Thursday, May 5th, 2022 at 6:30 PM, and Tuesday, May 10th, 2022 at 6:30 PM for fiscal year 2022 through 2023 City Council Budget Workshop.
Support.
Any comments? I have comments because I'm not available on 2 of those dates. So I'm requesting that we reschedule the Thursday, May 5th date and also the May 10th date. The May 10th I could probably do if we did it at 7:30. So either Thursday, May 5th, complete date change, and May 10th, if we can just adjust the time, I could be here. So I would just suggest, I make a motion that we send back to the city manager a request to change these dates, and then you can get back with us with a schedule that will meet everyone's calendars.
Support.
Thank you.
You're amending it.
So do you withdraw the motion then?
Pardon me?
Council, it was on the table as read, with a motion and a second, so are you withdrawing?
I'll withdraw.
Okay, that's what we had to,
Yep.
Yeah.
otherwise you had to vote on it as it was.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so roll call, we're there?
We don't have to, it's
Oh, it's
withdrawn,
done? Okay,
and it's
cool. Thank
Sent
you.
back to redo, so.
Okay.
We'll put that as new business or unfinished business in the next agenda.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is consideration of a resolution to reschedule the May 3rd, 2022 City Council meeting due to the special election. Due to the special election being held on May 3rd, it is recommended to reschedule the regularly scheduled meeting and hold it on Wednesday, May 5th, 2022.
Mayor, I move to reschedule the regularly scheduled May 3rd, 2022 City Council meeting and hold it on May 5th, 2022 at 7:30 PM.
Which is a Thursday, correct? It's a Thursday, not a Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Board. Should be able to meet that one?
May 5th, it's not the same as the other one.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same date, yeah. I'm good on May 5th. I have those dates covered already. As far as I know, May 5th is good.
So that May 5th,
At 7:30, May 5th, yeah.
you're okay at 7:30 on May 5th?
I am
That was one of
okay.
these.
I have to go by my notes, hold on.
That's for the regular meeting, not the work meeting.
Yeah, the idea
Yeah.
was to have a workshop before and then the regular meeting after.
Yeah.
But 7:30 regular meeting you can do.
I can do 7:30. I
Okay.
cannot do
Just wanna make sure.
6:30. So, roll call? Is that where we are?
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd?
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes.
Thank you. I can't be in two places at once on election day, so.
August, I've heard some, I can't believe that's
I hate to
true.
let you down.
Your assistant.
Not your day, right? All right.
Okay, so next thing on the agenda would be old unfinished business. I don't believe we have any. Then we have public comments for items on the agenda. If you would like to speak
Not
for
on the
items
agenda.
on the agenda,
Not on the agenda.
oh, sorry, not on the agenda?
Open season.
What did you say?
It's open season.
Darlene McDaniel, you're getting used to me, I know. I'm just sitting here, I've only been to about 4 or 5 meetings, but I'm just sitting here listening to how my tax dollars are being spent. And it doesn't sound like you're real organized about what you're doing with the trees, the money that should have been paved to be put to pave Elmwood that wasn't. And I also found out that from Main Street to Rochester, Troy paid for half of that. So I'm a little angry that it's going to take a new millage to get my road fixed when it's so, so bad. Also, I want to thank Joe for calling me and said he'd have an answer today about why we can't have 2 meters for a sprinkler system in the summertime. Isn't it illegal for you to charge me for sewage that I'm putting into my grass? How can you charge me for something that I'm not using? No one has an answer? I mean, I'm not using that to go in the sewers when I use my sprinkling system. It goes in the ground, yet I'm being charged almost triple what my water rate is in the summertime.
Mr. Riker, if you have an answer,
Sure.
you may respond.
Okay, so in my city manager's report, what I will answer to here is, at the previous city council meeting, a resident inquired about obtaining a second water meter specifically for irrigation, which in kind would allow her to pay only the water and not the sewage fee. The city of Clawson unfortunately does not offer this option for irrigation. We don't meter that separately because we, the city, are on a combined system, so we, the city, get charged sewerage on all water purchased.
Why?
It's the way our
Why?
system
Other
is set up.
cities don't. Why does Clawson?
It's the way our system is set up right now, ma'am. To make a change to it would be exceptionally dramatic and unattainable.
Well, it doesn't seem fair. It doesn't seem fair that I'm being charged for something that I'm not using. It'd be like me going to the grocery store and getting a steak and get home and I don't have it. I mean, it's, I don't know, maybe I should contact a lawyer. Maybe we could have a class action lawsuit against Clawson because it doesn't seem right when other cities do it. Clawson should be able to do it also.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, City Manager, and council members, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. First of all, I want to thank Scott Cervello, our Chief of Police, for doing such a great job with our schools. For those of you who don't know, I'm the Superintendent of Clawson Public Schools, and him and his team has been outstanding in working with us in regard to keeping our kids and our staff safe, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of what a great partnership we have and how much we appreciate that. Also, Joe just reached out to me not too long ago, and we met together, and he said how important it was to him for our city and our schools to work together. So I greatly appreciate that. I want to say thank you for that. I want to also speak to you in regard to what's happening with the properties at our as far as Shawm and Baker. I'm here to share the facts with you that I found regarding the desires of the community in regard to what they would like to see happen to the Shawm property after we sell it approximately 3 years from now. I want you to know the truth because the Planning Commission meeting that I attended not too long ago, there was information that was presented that was contrary to what we found in our public meetings. And during our public meetings, we were often asked the question, in fact, this was a very common question that came up and more of a concern to those in the public was what's going to happen to our properties after 3 years from now when we go to sell them. After we've sold them, what's going to happen to them? And we often gave the answer was those are currently zoned as basically single-family homes right now. And that's what we wanted to see happen. And when we shared that with the public, they were very satisfied with that answer and very appreciative of that answer. We also think that there's a need for larger single-family homes. I've been told by many realtors that a lot of families don't move into the district because they can't find a large enough home for their family. And then I've also been told by realtors that we often have families move out of the district because, they've outgrown their home. And as you know, we're landlocked. We don't have a lot of room we don't have any room really in a sense to build a subdivision. And most of the homes in our district are probably under 2,000 square feet and probably even closer to 1,000 to 1,500 square feet. And we did some in-depth research on why, we've had declining enrollment over the last 10 years. So before we went for our bond, we did some in-depth research on that and why was that occurring. And I think you guys put out something not too long ago that showed that about 20% of the homes in Clawson had children, school-age children. That's it, 20%. That was something that you guys put out. And that was surprising to me because everybody I talked to that lives in Clawson loves Clawson. So why don't we have more families with children? And then how were other districts, like Troy and Royal Oak, they were all facing this declining enrollment due to the fact that we have a lower birth rate, but yet they were able to remain stable in their overall enrollment even though they were losing students due to the birth rate. So I wanted to find out why did that happen, and so we took a closer look at it. And basically, Royal Oak and Troy are offsetting that loss of declining enrollment from birth rates with building homes that families can move into. If you go through Troy or Royal Oak right now, it's hard not to see a home being built, and most of them are larger homes. And then we had some research done by by somebody that we had contracted with, and they found the same thing. And they suggested that we would break Shawm into 42 lots and build larger family homes on that. They also suggested at Baker that there would be about 14 lots that we could put larger homes there. They also suggested, though, because of Baker being in such a good condition, that maybe that should be turned into a multi-family dwelling type, apartment type thing. But I really don't know what the community right there feels about that. I do know because what we heard from when we had our meetings, there were a lot more people from Shawm that spoke out that lived around Shawm, and they clearly wanted to have larger single-family homes there. However, when I attended the Planning Commission meeting the other night, a company that you hired suggested that they suggested 47 properties, and then as well as along with that, they suggested that there be duplexes and quadplexes put in place there, multifamily homes or multifamily dwellings in that place. So obviously to have 47 compared to 42, the lots must be smaller and the homes must be smaller. I think that would not help the property values in the area, because if you put smaller single-family homes on there like we already have, that's going to just create more supply, which in a sense could lower your home value. However, if you put larger single-family homes there that we don't have, that should raise the value of the current homes and then create a situation where more families can move in. So I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of what the community said, because what also was presented was that they held an open house and they got information from the community on what they felt and what they wanted. Now, keep in mind, during this time, we're in the middle of a bond process. We're having all these meetings with the community. I'm asking questions on a 6-month basis. We have a 45-member committee. We put information on every house. We had many meetings with the community, and yet the company never reached out to me and said, hey, what are you hearing from the community? They never asked. Never came to me, never gave me a call about that or anything. So I attended their open house that they had. And the way the open house was presented was they wanted information from those who lived in the community, which I did at that time as well. And what did we feel, what did we feel that should go there on the Shawn property? I came in, I shared that with a person, and I was quickly shot down. I was taken over to this display that had smaller single-family homes, even some buildings that were 500 and 600 square feet, as well as other multi-family homes. And I was told basically that what I had been hearing wasn't good for the city. So, and that meeting, that open house was presented as a way for the community to share information about what they felt. But they didn't give a care about what I had to say, just so you're aware. There were some preconceived ideas there that I think they were selling to those who were coming in. And that's not what I heard from the community or our board members heard from the community during our meetings. So I just wanted to make sure you have the truth. The planning committee is still looking at this. I want to thank them for, at the last meeting we had several of our board members also shared the same thing that I'm sharing with you. And they tabled what that company recommended, and they're going to have another meeting on the 12th. But I just wanted to make sure you're aware of what we found out from the community based on all of our meetings. And we did this over, it was a year process. We made sure we knew what people were thinking and how they felt. Remember, our bond passed by a 3-1 margin, in every district as well. So it was, or every precinct, it was a 3-1 approval rating. So I just wanted to make sure, in case, as you know, I'm retiring, I could easily just let this slide. But I don't want 3, 4, or 5 years from now, when things start to go up on that property, I don't want people to think, hey, the school district wanted this. We told those in the community that it's zoned for single-family homes, and that's what we want. In fact, we want larger single-family homes to go there. And again, the community always responded to us very favorably to that, and we're in strong agreement with that. But that information was not presented to the planning committee until myself and board members who attended that meeting shared that with them. So I just want to make sure you had the facts about that issue. On a totally different topic, I just want to mention to you that we have some concerns about the fields at the city, the baseball fields. We met with the DPW as well as Parks and Recs back in August. It was either August or September. My facilities director as well as my athletic director met with them, and we shared a list of concerns, and we shared some improvements that we wanted to see occur. We were told at that time that those things would be done before the first game in the spring. I want to thank the DPW for working on it over the weekend, getting it playable for today's game. However, the things that we shared with them were not completed, and we were told that they would be. So I just want you to know that we appreciate what they're doing in trying to get the fields where at least they could play today. But they agreed with the concerns that we had. They agreed with the improvements that needed to be made. And they told us that it would be done before day one. And that's why we went to them in August. I could see if we went to them, in the spring and they didn't have much time. But we went back in August and September. We gave them a list. Both of my directors went over the list and they agreed that this should be done. And they said it would be done. And we've heard a lot of excuses on why it hasn't gotten done. I understand some of those are legitimate, but if you waited till, the work really didn't start until, very, very recently. So I just wanted you to know, we appreciate the fact that things are getting there's improvements being made, but a lot more needs to be done. And we hope that gets done. So I just wanted to make sure you had the truth in regard to what we found as a district in all of our work and what we heard. Again, I would say though, the Baker Building, we didn't have as many people come out that live in that area. So I'm not sure what they think about. They may hate the idea of the Baker Building being turned into a multi-family living area. They might not care because it's already, the parking lot's there, it's easy to do. But I don't know. And before we ever did something like that, we would certainly want to know what they felt. But we did hear a lot more from those who lived around Shawm than anybody else. And I'm pretty confident that those people wanted to see only single-family homes. And our preference was larger single-family homes. And I think it would help the community and our school district as well.
So I watched that meeting, watched the meeting, and it was very informative with your people sharing that information with our planning group, and that's who we're referencing. That is who you're referencing when you're saying the city.
Planning Commission.
No, but not but it's not the planning commission's fault, right? We're talking about our city planners who held the open house.
Yes.
And the city planners who were, as you said, selling something different, right? We have 3 planning commission members here today, and they work really hard to garner and disseminate and evaluate information that's given to them. And all boards and commissions are only as good as the information they get. So thank you for sharing that information with them and giving them another view. But just wanted to make it clear that what you're referencing was our planners, which would be.
Correct. You are very correct.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the Planning Commission for recognizing that they didn't have all the information because we were there. And your city planners seem to blame us for not reaching out to them when I did. I went to the open house. I shared the information, and I got shot down as a community member, not as a superintendent, but as a community member, and also as a superintendent because I shared that information as well. So again, it's not the Planning Commission, and I was notified that was going to be taking place at that meeting, and that's why I showed up. So, the Planning Commission, I greatly appreciate what they're doing and the fact that they tabled that. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak for items not on the agenda?
Hi, I'm Bob Erlin. I have had the chance to be involved with Clausen Naturally along with Councilmember Shepard over the past few months. I know there's going to be a more formal proclamation next city council meeting, but I know calendars fill up quick, so just wanted to do a quick plug for everyone here and watching for our Arbor Day event. That's going to be on April 30th, Saturday. And then if you would like to get involved with Clausen Naturally, you can contact Nick here at the city. He'll get you in contact with the people running the meetings. And then the next meeting for that is April 18th, Monday from 12 to 1 on Zoom. So if you're interested in getting involved with that, you know what to do now.
Thank you
very much.
Appreciate what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anyone else?
left my library.
Okay, great. Next thing on the agenda will be then our city attorney's report. Hi.
Hi, I'm Kara Crofton-Volosick. I'm here on behalf of Rennis Newshai tonight. City Council authorized the City Attorney's Office to engage in settlement discussions with the opposing side on the matter of the City of Clawson versus Hire. This is on a blighted residential property located on 14 Mile Road. The parties reached a resolution that the council endorsed at a previous meeting. The court has now signed off on the agreement and the matter has been settled. Our office has been in contact with the other side in order to facilitate the next steps in moving forward with the fixing that needs to be done on the property.
That's it?
That's it.
Great. Does anyone have any questions for Kara? No? Well, thank you for joining us today, Kara. Next on our agenda will be our city manager's report.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. At the last meeting, a resident indicated that the DDA minutes were missing from the city website. As of earlier last week, the missing minutes are now posted. A resident inquired as to why other cities are having to pay for Highland Park's unpaid water bill. This is true. There is a Highland Park debt that is being proportionally assessed in the charges by the Great Lakes Water Authority. The City of Clawson is part of the Southeastern Oakland County Water Authority, known as SACWA, who ultimately gets our water through the Great Lakes Water Authority, known as GLEWA. GLEWA is suing Highland Park on this issue, and the matter remains in litigation. I have one announcement. The Lions Club will be holding their annual White Cane Sale Thursday, April 21st through May 1st at the following locations: 14 Mile in Maine, Diversified Credit Union, Ace Hardware, and Julian Brothers. Pending any questions, that's my report.
Does anyone have any questions for our city manager? Okay, no questions. We'll move to city council comments. Councilmember Shepherd.
No, I don't have any additional comments.
Councilmember Sampson.
I'd ask. I requested an update on the George's case to be included in the agenda. And it was my understanding that there was nothing to report. But each week, even though we don't talk, we're still using our attorney's time and wasting money. We had several opportunities to resolve this issue with minimal disruption to the city, with minimal cost, including having the issue reviewed by a magistrate or judge. Because council refused, the lawsuit was filed, and we slog on spending money because of the divide between council member positions and because we have not given our attorney a clear direction. Two of us feel Mr. George was appointed per the charter and state laws. Two of us just never want him on the council. Some residents express their thoughts on this issue by using false information. The way we see it, the council has been accused of stealing the election, or his appointment should have been left to the next council, or that the council should have appointed a person with the next highest vote totals to that position. There's a difference between people's opinions and what the state law requires and allows. I want to review some of these facts on this issue and clear up a lot of this misinformation we allowed during public comments as part of our last council meetings. You'll all get a copy of this when we're done. Statement. The council seat should have been on the ballot. Statement. The city stole the election. Here you go, section 4.02, council members' terms of office. Mayor shall hold office for a term of 2 years from the second Monday following the regular city election, which he was elected. Each councilman shall hold the office for a term of 4 years from the second Monday following the regular city elections at which they were elected. Two candidates shall be elected every 2 years. Terms of the office of other elected office of the city be stated in the appropriate charters of this charter pertaining to such offices. Editor's note, this was reworded to reflect the results of the charter amendment November 3rd, 1987. Charter, section 5.03, regular elections holding of time. Nonpartisan regular city elections shall be held the first Monday in April in each odd number of years for the election of city officers. Editor's note, the regular city election is now held on Tuesday succeeding the first Monday in November in every odd number numbered year pursuant to MLC 168.644 alpha. C, the Code of Ordinances, Section 22-1, state law. Mandatory that the charter provides time, manner, means of holding an election. Here's some facts. The term of the mayor and council members Milan and Moffett were ending up for the election. Elections were held on November 2nd, 2021 for the seats of mayor and 2 council persons. Seats. Kathy Phillips, Paula Milan ran for mayor. Milan won and she's seated. Anderson, Shepherd, George, Tinlin, and Hara ran for city council. Anderson, Shepherd won the election and were seated. One vacancy still existed on the council caused by the resignation of Kathy Phillips to run for mayor. Her term vacated the seat ending in November 2023. In fact, the charter allows for 3 seats to be on the ballot, seats for mayor and 2 council seats. The charter state elections law does not allow the city to put an extra seat on the ballot without a very long process. Nobody knew an extra seat was needed until July 26 when Kathy Phillips resigned, way too late to get her open seat on the ballot. Fact, by law, the vacated seat of Kathy Phillips could not be placed on the ballot to be filled by candidates running in the election at the time she resigned. Statement, the city council should have selected a person with the next highest vote count. False. Charter, section 4.31, same filling vacancies procedure. Vacancy in any elected official. Vacancy shall, in any elected official shall, within 30 days after such vacancy occurs, be filled by appointment by the majority of the members of the council or by the remaining members of the council when the vacancy is in that body. Such appointment shall hold until the next regular municipal election, at which the election a successor shall be elected for the unexpired term of the person whose office the vacancy occurred. When the vacancy occurs in any office to which a person has been appointed, vacancy shall, within 30 days, be filled by appointment made in the manner provided in the appointment of the office. Fact, that was not the option allowed for the charter. For in the charter, council is required to appoint vacant seats within 30 days. Kathy's vacated seat could not be on the ballot, would not automatically be rewarded to the 3rd highest winner of votes. Fact, no parts of the charter state law demands that sitting body shall take the next person from a previous election and appoint him to a vacant seat. Council, fact, the council follows the charter by appointing Mr. George to a vacant seat by the 30-day deadline. Statement, council was not valid after the elections. Another statement, council did not have the right to fill a vacant seat. That should have been the next council. False. The mayor, councilman, section 4.03, council members' terms of office, mayor shall hold the office for a term of 2 years from the second Monday following the regular election, at which each councilman shall hold the office of term for 4 years from the second Monday following the regular meetings at which they were elected. 2 council persons shall be elected every 2 years. Term of office of the other elected officials of the city shall be as stated in the appropriate charters of the charter pertaining to such offices. Editors note this was reworded by the editors so to reflect the results of the charter amendment of November 3rd, 1987. Section 4.38, appointive office, appointments, time, extensions authorized. If for any reason any appointment shall be made by the council shall not be made within the time by council within the time period be provided. This charter, it may be made at any subsequent regular meeting. Term of office for those, the term of office for those seats for elections did not end until November 15th, 2021, when the newly elected individuals take their seats per the charter. Term of office for newly elected council members began, and that's for the sitting council, November 15th, 2021. Individuals that were not incumbents that were elected on November 2nd were not council members until November 15th, 2021. In fact, on July 26th, Council appointed George, Glenn Shepherd as councilman to fill the vacant seat, the seats vacated by Milan and Phillips. On November 3rd, 2021, the mayor, after reading an attorney's letter that reviewed the rules regarding the appointments, asked for Mr. George to resign from an unspecified seat and then motioned him to be appointed to complete the term of a seat vacated by Kathy Phillips. George resigned, the majority voted, and the appointment and was appointed to the seat. Statement: George did not meet the 10-day window to sign his oath. False. Section 4.36, officer's oath requires filing penalties. Every officer elected and appointed to the city before entering upon duties of his office shall take and subscribe to an oath of office prescribed by Article 16, Section 2 of the state constitution, Article 11, Section 1 of the 1963 Constitution for officers of the state. The oath of office for each officer of the city shall be filed and kept in the office of the clerk. In case of the failure to do so within 10 days after the time affixed for taking the office, shall be deemed as declined the office unless the time therefore shall be extended by council. Fact: George was sworn in and signed an oath on July 29th, 2021 at 19:02. A copy of this is available at the clerk's office if anybody wants to see it. Fact: Councilman George was appointed on November 3rd, 2021. George inquired that could he be sworn in that night if he needed to, and was told by the staff that he'd be sworn into the organizational meeting November 15th, seating of the next council. Fact: George did not refuse nor neglect to take the oath in a timely manner. He followed advice given by and expected to take the oath when everyone is sworn in on the 15th. Fact: while a state law states 10 days, there are plenty of court cases and other things that define 10 days in different ways, such as business days. Basing a lawsuit on a 10-day argument is pretty weak. Conclusions. The appointment of Mr. George was done in accordance with Charter of Michigan law. Some people don't like it. Some people had other ideas about how they wanted the open seat. But there was nothing about an appointment that was illegal or unethical. In politics, not everyone gets their way. Some people admitted that they don't think any law was broken. They just don't like it. I think it's wrong to spend a fortune on taxpayers' dollars just because things didn't work out how the people would like it. This case is scheduled for October 2022 and could easily be dragged into 2023. And in the meantime, we do not have a functioning council. We could shorten the process and spend lots less money if we consider other options than going into to resolve it. Therefore, I make a motion to seat Mr. George at the next meeting of council.
You're kidding?
And support.
I heard it.
Vote.
Discussion?
I don't think so.
Let's vote.
Let's just, I will just say, I applaud you for reading 6 pages of notes that were no doubt penned by someone.
Me.
It could probably be included in our library for Library Week. It might be good reading.
And I want it in minutes.
I'm talking.
Yeah, but I
It's
want
my
this in
time
the
to
minutes.
talk. Great. I'm talking because it's my time for comments. My comments say, although I appreciate your opinion on this, it's great. I appreciate your the end where you implore this council to work together. I'd like to see that happen by someone other than me. And then I would also like to say that I'm standing with the residents on this issue. I did not ever not want Mr. George's on this council. I don't know if you know how I voted, but I'm assuming you didn't. I roll call, please.
Councilmember Shepherd? Yes. Councilmember Anderson?
No.
Mayor Milan?
No.
Councilmember Sampson?
Yes.
As a tie, it fails.
I make a motion. The city enter into mediation with Mr. Georges.
Support.
Roll call, please. Oh, any comments? Sorry, I will allow comments.
No.
Would anyone like a comment, or shall we go to a vote on this?
Go ahead, call vote.
I'll
I made all the
vote.
comments I can, I'll run out.
Yes. you
Councilmember Anderson,
No.
Mayor Milan,
did. No.
Councilmember Sampson,
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd.
Yes.
That is a tie, fails.
Amy, you have
Okay.
something else?
I make a motion to enter into arbitration with Mr. Georges.
Support.
Surprise. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Mayor Milan,
No.
Councilmember Sampson,
Yes.
Councilmember Shepherd,
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson.
No.
It's a tie, fails.
Okay, one more.
I know.
I make a motion the city reject alternative solutions and continue to take this case to trial.
Repeat yourself.
I motion the city reject alternative solutions, that's what it is, we just voted on, and continue to take this case to trial, full
I don't-
trial.
Would you like to explain what alternative solutions
Well,
may or may not be?
The point of back mediation or arbitration.
Why do we need to have a third comment that says alternative solutions?
That's what we
when
wrote.
they are undefined,
Yeah.
when we just specifically voted for the two that you were saying that that one item is about?
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
I just wanted it on the thing. That's the way I wrote it. Do we have a support on it?
So read that back again.
I motion that the city reject alternative solutions and continue to take the case to trial, full trial.
Support.
Could you repeat the motion again, please?
Motion the city reject alternative solutions and continue to take this case to trial.
So, full trial.
Is it rejecting both of them, or just
Why-
the first one?
No, all three.
It's unnecessary. It's
Yeah,
an
I-
unnecessary vote.
I'm the Department of Redundancy. I'm the redundant
Well,
department.
I know you're the Department of Charm and
Let's
Personality,
go.
and this is fun, right?
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Sampson,
No.
Councilmember Shepherd,
No.
Councilmember Anderson,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. Mayor Milan,
It's a gotcha question.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Therefore,
Reject.
pull your answer.
Pardon?
Pull your answer.
Yeah, all with,
I shall abstain from voting.
well, then,
Based on, I can abstain if I have a reason. My reason is ridiculousness. I abstain.
well, but
I
there's,
will abstain until an attorney, an actual qualified, intelligent, knowledgeable attorney can provide information on this. And I don't think, no offense, that will not happen tonight.
I'll be honest, that's a very convoluted motion. Let's read it one more time just for clarity.
Well, but just,
motion
I'd like
the city reject alternative solutions and continue to take this case to trial.
continue to take the case.
how about just continue to take this to a full trial, the motion?
How
Would you
about-
be all right with that?
We've already
we
entered
already agreed.
into a plan for this.
That was already our direction before this all
Yeah.
began, to be
We
redundant.
never voted on it. We've only done it, talked about it out there, we haven't come out with an actual vote. We voted down arbitration.
Okay,
That was a redundant one.
Shouldn't you see councils?
Yes,
No.
yes. Seems like a litigious question.
If it's a trick, we don't want counsel, so. Mr. Sampson, I'm going to Councilmember Sampson, I'm going to respectfully ask that you pull that question for now, and then that we play this game another day when we have an attorney who can advise us appropriately.
This motion.
Okay? So, all right, well, we have 3 of the 4 votes.
So what's going on with the one that's on the table now? It has 3 yeses and an abstain?
How'd you get,
Or no, a no, a
3
yes, and an
yeses.
abstain. So that fails.
Sounds like it fails.
Okay.
Motion fails.
Fails.
Motion.
Want a motion to adjourn?
No, actually, we're not quite finished with this meeting yet, although one day I won't be here, and then you can probably be in control then. But right now, I still get to run the meeting, and it is Councilmember Anderson's turn for council
Sorry, I
comments.
forgot you.
I'm sorry, what,
I forgot you. Thought you talked.
are we talking to commentary?
Yeah,
Or?
your talks, your time to talk.
Yeah, I guess these issues are, I'm not really sure what to say. And I'm a hard man to render speechless. So I'm just going to say no, I have no comment.
Here's your copy. Pass it to the city manager. Pass it that way.
So I,
You can take it, take that.
no, thanks, I'm good. Once was good for me. I would just like to say thank you to everyone for coming here this evening and participating in this, for putting your efforts towards something good. I would like to say that the child abuse people had it right. One action, one word, one at a time. And I would like to say my efforts here are to be doing good and not wreak havoc. So just saying that, I appreciate everyone who is for the city of Clawson, who wants to see good for the city of Clawson, who wants to hold everyone up to the same standards, and who wants to just be part of something that we can all be proud of. And for those who have energy for the other, I don't know, good luck, I guess, I don't know. But good night, everyone. Thank you all for coming, and I will call this meeting to a close. If someone wants to call for
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
I'll support.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Shepherd?
Yes.
Councilmember Anderson?
Yes.
Mayor Milan?
Yes,
Councilmember Sampson?
meeting adjourned.
Adjourned.